Hi, Pastor Carl Johnston with the Atlanta, Ebenezer, and Hopedale United Methodist Churches, the Prairie Winds Parish. This is Friday for our last daily devotional for this week. We've been looking at 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. We've been going through a series of words, and our word for today is slander or evil speaking. We are to rid ourselves of these things in our lives because love is our prime motivator. Now, remember, the people who were being written to in 1 Peter were people who were finding persecution from their neighbors, their friends, their society, because it is a pagan society and people are not really understanding them. It's so easy when people say something bad about you to say something bad about them, tit for tat, this for that. But Christians, you and I, Christ followers, are to do something different. We are to respond differently. So instead of slandering them, if they say something bad about me, well, I'll say something just as bad or worse about them. Well, that's not what we're to do. We're supposed to rid ourselves of those things, malice and deceit and trickery and guile and envy. And now we come to slander. What we say about other people makes a difference. And it also reflects how we're living our lives as Christian people. Now, it's easy when you're angry and upset and somebody's hurt your feelings to try to hurt their feelings back. But that's not what we're to do. So what are we to do? What's the response? What is the correct Christian response in this situation? Well, the correct Christian response is not to say something bad. Sometimes not to say anything at all is a solution, but only to speak things that are helpful and good. Now, I have the permission to do this. One of the ladies in the Atlanta church, her name is Mary Boyd, called me last night and she said, "Pastor, would you be so kind to say thank you to all the people who sent me cards or prayed for me or did other acts of kindness for me when my brother died?" On Tuesday this week, Mary Ann's brother was buried and laid to rest. And so Mary Ann is acting like a Christian, and she is saying to people who were there to help her, "Thank you. I appreciate you." That might be a really encouraging thing. And maybe words of encouragement could be something that we would say, that we would be known for, that Christian people would be known as encouragers, that we would be known as grateful, as thoughtful, as kind, as considerate. That's what we're to be about. Wouldn't that make a big change in people's lives? If every time they ran into a Christian, a Christ follower, that they would find someone who would say something that was upbuilding and uplifting, because we are to love each other as Christ loved the church. We are to love one another as Christ loved us. So, this week, we've been told to get rid of some things, but we've been also looked at some ways that we can do better, that we can have a correct Christian response. And you know, when somebody is encouraging to you, it's really hard to say something bad about them. When somebody is being grateful to you, it's really hard to say something bad about them. May our words make a difference in people's lives. And that's something to think about.